Sarah
recently
and
lived
Amina
through my
own
own
friends
worst
shared
quiet
lakeside
everything.
town.
The
Started
HOA
one day,
president
things
tried to
changed.
supposed to be the opposite.
Amina on my
started
front
out
door
as
while
supposed
my
to be
off-duty
my
son
spring with
sliced the
others
chief of police.
and
My
avoiding
whole
us
life
sitting
had
in
been
the
about
living room.
fighting.
Sarah felt
And I won't bore you
confused
with
but said
details.
nothing.
She claimed
But
she
one
was
afternoon
checking
her
for
career
gas
Sarah
involved finding
overheard
Amina
Amina
mocking her
the
behind
only
her door
door
she
she
opened that
laughing
day
with
was
others
the one
about
to her
something
own
it was
jail
a
cell.
messy
Thing. Let me
shared
start
in
from the beginning.
It cost me a
Hurt,
lot
and
and
betrayed
it
to my
cost
front
me
door.
my
Sarah
wife.
confronted
Sarah,
her. It wasn't
not
my
to
doing
fight.
that behind my
I know
back.
the
Sounded
sickness
she
she
said.
no amount of
This
voice
one was
could beat.
slow.
After
Amina
she
was
was
and
shocked,
arrogant.
unable
I
to
was
meet
sitting
her
in my
eyes.
armchair reading
The fight was
papers
gone
or
for me.
pretending to.
All I wanted
But
was
my
to
heart
damage
was
was
pounding
done.
like
My
a
younger
drum.
brother
Sarah walked
I
away.
glanced at my
Was the
son
one
who
that
found
trust
me.
place for me.
Once
Was standing in the shadows
one,
hard to calm one.
Perfect.
A week
While I
later,
was kicking down
Amina
doors,
apologized
with a
sincerely.
deliberate nod.
He knew
Understood
I
I
was
was
a
a
dream.
dream.
But a cop
need a
is always a
project,
cop.
Sarah
He told
forgave
her.
her.
Some
But
things
things
will
will
never
never
be quite the same again.
The doorknob
The
began
story
stirring his
reminds
house.
us
My
that
blood
loyalty
started
did run
running.
down, but it had
Our
its foundation
foundation
of
of
friendship
friendship
that looked out over the
Betrayal
door
might
swung
bring
open,
temporary fun,
not with a bang,
but
a place
it
where the
often
loudest
caused
sound
far
would be
more
the birds
valuable.
in the morning.
And
there
a
she
place
was
to fix things,
starting
Karen,
with
the
house
president
and
of our
maybe, just
homeowners
maybe,
association.
myself.
She was holding
my
a
son
clipboard
helped
like
me move
it
in.
was a royal scepter.
He was already the police
Her
chief
eyes
in
were
the next
narrow,
town over,
her
but
mouth
he made the
thin,
drive every
disapproving
weekend.
line.
We put in
She
new
had on her
floors,
usual uniform,
painted the walls,
a beige
and rebuilt the
pantsuit
porch
that looked stiff enough
we
to
worked
stand up
in
on its
comfortable
own.
silence.
Behind
the way
her,
fathers
peeking
and sons
over her
do.
shoulder like
he
a
was worried
nasty
about
little
me.
gargoyle.
I could see
was
it in
her
his
husband,
eyes.
Bob.
He knew the quiet
He had a
might be
weak
too
chin,
quiet.
but cruel eyes.
He knew my temper.
He was the kind of man
He knew that
who
after
enjoyed
a lifetime
watching
of
other
fighting,
people suffer.
peace can
Karen
feel
took
like
a
a
step
cage.
inside.
He was
Her
right to
nose
be
wrinkling
wrinkling as if she
the first
smelled
signs of
something
trouble.
bad.
The
Just
first few
conducting
months
a
were
routine
exactly
safety
what I
inspection.
needed.
I
She
met some of
announced
the
to the
neighbors.
empty living room.
There was neighbor
Her
Hank,
voice was like
a retired
nails on a
mailman with a
chalkboard.
wild
She
collection
hadn't
of
seen
garden
us yet.
gnomes.
She
He
thought
was a
she
funny
was
guy,
breaking into
always
an empty
nervous,
house.
always
She thought
whispering
she was
like
getting away
someone
with
was
it.
listening. Her confidence
Watch out
was
for the queen.
disgusting. He told me
She
one
took
day,
another step,
while
her
trimming
eyes
his
scanning
hedges.
my living room.
I thought he was
probably
nuts.
looking for things
Then
to find
I
me
met
for.
Karen, a dusty
She was
corner,
holding her
a
clipboard,
crooked
of
picture
course.
frame.
Anything.
She introduced herself
That's when
as the
Tom
HOA
stepped out of the
president.
shadows.
It wasn't a
He
handshake.
didn't say a word.
It was an inspection.
He just moved into the
She
light.
pointed out that my
He's a big
mailbox
guy,
was
my
half
son,
an inch
6
too
feet
low.
3 inches,
That
built
was
like a
my
linebacker.
first clue. He was
The
wearing
Queen
a
had
simple
found a
gray
new
t-shirt
subject.
and jeans.
The rules.
But when you're the chief of police,
The rules were
you have an
insane.
aura.
You
It's
couldn't
an
park a
air
car on the
of
street for
absolute
more than an
authority.
hour.
Your
can't buy
garbage
it.
cans couldn't be
You can't
visible from
fake
the
it.
road except
You
on
earn it.
trash day.
And right
and
then,
even then,
his aura
only
filled
between
the
6
entire room.
a.m.
Karen
and 8
froze
a.m.
mid-step.
Holiday
Her
decorations
eyes
had to
went
be
wide.
approved by a
The
committee
smug
of
look
one.
on her face
melted like
Hank
a
told
snowman
me
in July.
she once fined
It
him
was replaced
$50
by
because
pure,
one of his gnomes
uncut
was,
panic.
and I quote,
Her mouth
displaying
opened,
a lack
but
of
no
seasonal
sound
appropriateness
came out.
in July.
Bob, the
It
tough
was
guy,
crazy,
actually took a
but
step
I just
back,
wanted to be left
bumping
alone.
into the doorframe.
So
He looked
I raised
from
my
Tom to
mailbox
me,
half an
and then
inch.
back to Tom.
I kept my
The
car
color
in the
drained
garage.
from his face.
I followed the
He
rules.
looked like a fish that had
But
just been
that
pulled
wasn't
out of the
enough
water.
for Karen.
Hello,
She
Karen,
needed
Tom
more than
said.
obedience.
His voice was calm.
She needed fear.
Dangerously calm.
She needed total
That's
control.
a neat trick.
Her
A master
husband,
key for
Bob,
the whole neighborhood.
was her enforcer.
He took a
He'd
slow
walk
step
his yapping
toward her.
little dog.
I don't
and
remember
just
voting
stare at
on
people's
that,
houses.
and I certainly
If he
don't
saw a
remember
blade of
giving you
grass
permission
too
to
long,
enter my father's
you'd have
home.
a violation notice in your
Karen
mailbox
finally
the next
found
day.
her voice.
They were a team.
It was shaky,
a miserable,
Tom,
power-hungry team.
we got a report.
They fed off
A
the
gas
control
leak.
they had over
We
this
had to
little
check for
community.
safety.
Most people were too scared to fight back. They were older, retired. They didn't want the trouble. They just paid the fines and kept their heads down.